Hi, Terry. Well, I'm just going to introduce you. This is Chris.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, we were just looking for kind of like inspiration or ideas for our own wedding. Just stuff that's a little bit out of the box, out of the norm.
Yeah, that's it.
I heard of a custom song, but only through like Instagram, and it always seemed a bit dodgy, and like you didn't actually get to speak to anyone. You just had to pay a decent chunk of money and hope for the best. So nothing that, nowhere where you actually got to interact with another human being or actually have that kind of trust that it would get done and it wasn't just some marketing campaign or marketing ploy. Had you ever heard of anything like
that? Not really that was accessible. I think I've always seen stuff and heard of stuff that was, like we wanted to make a song that was gonna probably cost the world. But yeah, no, nothing the way you get sort of interact to this level.
But no, it was really cool. I think it kind of like we were looking through the questions and realized that we did actually have an idea for the song of how we wanted it to go, but we were able to kind of express that through all of the questions. And then there's, just kind of like a little bit at the end of like, this is kind of like our vibe, this is our style. So it was really nice to be able to put all of the details that we wanted in. It wasn't like a set format where, like kind of like Moonpig style, where it's like you just get to change the name, just get to change one word, or you can add bits in, but it wasn't. What's that birthday card?
Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain suits the song. It's a very like romantic, how we met, how we're incredibly weird, and I'm just spinning you. I think it'll work pretty well.
Yeah, it would fit really well.
Anyway, to answer the actual question, then I suppose, for me it was quite touching. It was quite certainly when I first listened to the first half, I guess as it were. It was quite an emotional experience because you kind of foresaw the actual day and dancing to it, and the lyrics are so pertinent that it kind of really resonates. It was lovely. It was quite.
It definitely sets the tone as well, and it's very obviously a custom song, but it's also not obviously a custom song, if that makes sense. So like, because the opening line's like, we met at Fieldview, where our stories collide. I think.
Story began, yeah.
Oh, so close. I know, I have written the lyrics. And so that was really cool because it immediately sets the scene. Like Fieldview is such a small festival that I think this is the first song that Fieldview is ever mentioned in. So that's and it kind of like immediately sets the tone, especially for what we're doing. Like no one knows that it's a custom song for our first dance, so it's going to come on and people are going to be like, what? I mean, I think like at first we were skeptical sort of, but it's always like it's quite an unknown. Like anything artistic, anything that needs to be created, there is a bit of a bet on like, is this gonna turn out to be like what because we didn't know what we wanted. We've never made a song or even thought about it, so it was very kind of difficult to gauge that. So it was a bit of like a leap of faith. But now that we have like the actual result of it, for the memories that it's going to make, and the fact that every time we like listen to that song we'll remember it as well, and it's just such a nice addition. So I think like value wise is very good value in terms of like the ongoing rewards that we get from it as well. It's not just like that one song for now. You get to listen to the song for as long as you want, really. which
Yeah.
is really cool.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's that sort of being able to sort of sit in a few years' time and play that, and be sort of teleported back almost, isn't it? Because it is so.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
gonna be
So
adorable.
unique. It's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think in terms of putting a value on it, it's obviously a bit difficult, but I think absolutely worth it.
But I'd say like the process was really fun because it made us think, and it kind of like made us relive memories, and it was quite nice to put who we are as a couple as like into words and share that, because we always knew that we were very, very weird, and that we had our quirks, but it was quite cool to be like, and these are our quirks. And then for me it's just like we're using it for our first dance, and I've always thought if I chose a song as my first dance that's like out there in the world, and then somebody uses it for bad, or that artist turns out to be like an awful person, you know, that's where my mind goes.
Extreme.
I got burnt by Harry Potter once, I'm not doing it again.
Right.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling's done it. So yeah, I think it's really cool that we're just like, no, we own that. That is 100% us. Nobody else has their first dance to that. Nobody has any other like memories or anything that's associated with that song. That is all us. Like the story of our relationship, and then the fact that it is our first dance is really, really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So like for me, it was like making that kind of that happen. I definitely don't want to have like a regular song as my first dance now that I've like settled on this idea.
Well, I think that's it's an emotional attachment to a song that no one else will have that emotional attachment to, so it's extremely unique, and definitely worth it.